Hello, I'm Helen from Myanmar. This is my assignment for Module 4 Dialogue as a Means to Learning. So, when I look back at my responses for cultural introduction, I noticed that I always included my position in the same situation, which means I truly reflected before responding. I disclosed my weaknesses and showed enthusiasm towards learning from others. I asked questions to other people which would make them think to give me specific answers. I also give specific answers when my classmates asked questions to me about my teaching context. For module 2, moving through culture, I took other people's points of view actually seriously and thought them through. I analyzed their mottos and gave interpretation of them to confirm if I understood them correctly. I also asked for more information about the classroom microculture. I expressed my opinion by statements such as problems are also a good opportunity to learn empathy and others' perspectives. I think students should develop a sense of excitement towards their learning. I shared my experience with my students and gave an example about how my students without complain too much without trying to solve the problems on their own. Um, this is what I wrote. You can see that in this statement. My primary students complain a lot about their little problems to me and other teachers instead of solving them by themselves. They rely too much on the teachers, and I'm worried that they're becoming more dependent. In addition, I put myself in their position and responded how I would feel. So I considered the emotional side because I think it's one of the most important things in a healthy communication. In Cultural Bomb, in Module 3, I pointed out the similarities in cultures and didn't criticize other people's cultures. I reminded how the lack of intercultural competence can lead to misunderstandings in relationships with others through my post. From a lot of my comments, it can be seen that I'm careful not to stereotype others, although there are general patterns in people's practices in a particular culture. Through my responses, it can also be seen that there are always things to learn from other cultures, especially cultures which are directly opposite from mine. For instance, I saw that in sequential cultures, it's important to be on time and on task, while in individualistic cultures, people are independent and responsible for themselves. Likewise, um, in a low context culture, opposite, which is directly opposite from mine, directness and openness in communication are paramount. In conclusion, I promoted people's critical thinking and reflection by provoking their thoughts and making them ask questions to themselves and me. By asking more detailed information, giving advice, sharing my experience, and showing respect and enthusiasm to their posts, I helped change this virtual learning community into a realistic one in which we know each other better. I made an effort to answer in a positive and non-judgmental manner, showing differences and similarities that lead to better mutual understanding. However, I feel that I could have done, or I should have asked, offered more in terms of reflection by asking how and why questions to my classmates and delving deeper to their understanding by stimulating an ongoing discussion rather than giving one response and moving on. I realized that all interchanges were very short. Thank you.